Howdy guys, welcome back to Fran Bow Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is going to be the finale chapter in this game, and let me tell you, Chapter 5 gets way more difficult than all the other chapters. So far, Fran Bow, this game's pretty easy for the most part, at least the first 4 chapters. There is a couple kind of confusing puzzles, but Chapter 5, it's such a huge gap in difficulty. It really took me a long time to figure it out. Your cat, well, he ran away after what you did. We left off chapter 4 strapped to the bed, and Aunt Grace is standing right above us, and now we're having a little bit of a dialogue. He ran away. What did he do? Well, your cat killed my sister and your father. He is a traitor. So, Aunt Grace, she's telling Fran Bow that Mr. Midnight's a traitor and that he killed both of our parents, which that's obviously not the case. But it's come up before back in chapter 3 where they kind of hinted at Mr. Midnight being a traitor. Remember back to the scene where Fran Bow is picturing herself holding Mr. Midnight, stabbing him, calling him a traitor. So just keep that in mind. Keep in mind that it's on the table that Mr. Midnight might be a traitor. What a good girl. Rest now, my darling. You need it. But Aunt Grace, don't leave me. Why am I chained to the bed? Because your hands do bad things when they are untied. What are you talking about? Uncuff me now. I have to go find Mr. Midnight. Little shining Fran, don't you worry about the lies. The seeker of truth will always die because the evil will never hide. Little shining Fran. Lady, you are scaring me. And forget the pain inside your head. You are selected to suffer, to cry, and hate. But the darkness wants to free you from all disgrace. Sleep tight, my darling Fran. Okay, so Aunt Grace is obviously crazy. She's obviously out to get us. She's not a good person in this game. And at this point in the game, I was almost sure that Aunt Grace was the killer of both of our parents. After that little bit of dialogue. Hope she's fine, but what should I do now? And right now, yeah, we're still chained to the bed. We can't move. And right now, Fran's talking about the ultra reality. Maybe there's another version of me in this room in another time. Or I'm just imagining things. But if it's true, how could I make contact with her? Dr. Dern said everything is in my head. So right now, I guess the only thing to trigger this is just start talking to a couple things. It says the nurses always chain me to the bed. Look at the picture. It says I painted this one, Kitty and me. We got the clock up here. Mr. Midnight's bed. And there we go. So I don't know exactly what triggers this, if you have to just talk to stuff or if you have to wait a certain amount of time. But after a while you enter the ultra reality and you're in this version of reality where there's a younger Fran Bow. I'm not a dog, and yes, I'm chained. Can you unlock it? Whoa. You are myself. You really are. You think so? Then this means that I managed to enter the ultra reality. So this Fran Bow, she actually knows Itward. She knows Polintros, but I don't know if this version of Fran knows the same version of our Polintros and Itward. It never really talks about it. I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. But this version of Fran, she does not have Mr. Midnight as a cat. And that's the big difference between these two Fran Bows. I think it's going to talk to it right now. Or talk about it right now. It says, can you tell me then why we see the things we do? What about if I help you unlock the handcuffs first, then we can talk? Okay, so first we got to unlock Fran Bow. And to do that, yeah, that's our kitty, our best friend. I don't have a cat, I guess that's the difference between us. So, yeah. This Fran Bow, there's no Mr. Midnight. But just go to the closet, get the keys, and then go back and start trying some of these keys to unlock Fran Bow's cuffs. And I think it's going to be... Let me take a look at the keys here. I think it's this key right here. There we go. Thank you so much, Fran. You really have a lot of keys there. Yes, don't you? Oh, Fran, before I forget, Polintros told me that if we someday meet, I should give this to you. Here, I think it will help you open something. Then right there, we get a little scrap of paper. And that's going to help us out in just a second here. And then little Fran Bow, she was about to tell us something right there, but the nurse is coming in, so she's got to go. Come on, Fran, you must see the doctor now. Okay, back to normal reality. Don't go, little Fran, we have stuff to talk about. The nurse is a bad, bad nurse. She was the one lying to the newspaper about me. That nurse, too, she's the one that wrote that article about Fran Bow being dead in the forest, frozen to death. And I guess she did that kind of to cover up everything. So, yeah, the nurse is not a good person. What should I do now? Let's work on the box first. Let me examine this. And it says it's just kind of a little puzzle showing you how to open that golden box in your inventory. It says press the ears first twice to the left, once to the right. Rub the only eye 2 times. See if it has tears. So it's 2 left, 1 right, eye twice, left ear once, and the eye again. Let's see if I can do this. Examine. So 1, 2, right 1, eye twice, left 1, and the eye. There we go. So this box, it doesn't really contain any... I thought it was going to be something way more important. It's still important, but I thought it was going to be something a lot nicer, just because the box was so fancy. But this just gives us kind of like schematics for the next thing we have to build in this chapter. And that's going to be this device right here, the e-cog clock. We got to find 8 different items this time around. So there's still more stuff to do in this room. Obviously the door's gone. We got to figure out how to make the door come back. But let's take a look at the dollhouse first. And there's 2 things to grab here. First is going to be this little safety pin, clothespin. And then next is just move these 2 guys. And you see the outline of the key. Just use your knife to cut it out. And then after that, let's take a look in the wardrobe again. I think there's 3 more items to grab in this wardrobe. So balloons down here. And then the lunchbox down here. And then this button. Look how hidden this is. You got to find this button right here on this 3rd dress. And then you got to cut it off. And you definitely do need this button. So make sure not to miss that. And I think that's going to be it for this room. So the door's still missing. There's nothing else to do in this room, but the door is still missing. And when I first played through this game, this was months ago, but my very first playthrough of this game, I got stuck here. I did not know what to do for the life of me. And I actually ended up looking online what to do. I usually don't do that. I try to figure these games out for myself. Just because that's kind of half the fun in these games, for me at least. But what you have to do is you have to examine this cat, open up its stomach, and then you have to stay on this page while looking for the key. If you don't do that and just go to use the key, it doesn't let you use it on the cat. And then if you try to combine it, that doesn't work either. So you have to first examine the cat, then use the key. It's kind of confusing. It's one of the more difficult puzzles. I mean, it never even occurred to me to try to look in this cat's stomach. And I probably could have figured it out if I kept trying. But the first time I was playing through this game, I was so engrossed in the game that I just wanted to keep playing. So I gave up and looked online. Anyways, here we are. There's 5 doors to go in. And the rest of this chapter is going to be very surreal. A lot of surreal artwork. It's really, really neat. I love what they did with this chapter. In fact, chapter 5 is definitely my favorite chapter in this game. And it's got the best music by far. I know I've got the music kind of turned down a little bit lower. But I'll play the music louder for the next video, kind of when we're going through the ending. So let's grab this key right here. And then let's actually go to 104 first. Right now we have access to room 104 and 105. But I think we should go to 104 first and talk to this guy. Intruder, infiltrator, why would you enter without presenting yourself? I'm Akula, the eye from beyond. Behold my beauty. And let's say, can you see my cat? Your cat? How is it possible that you own a cat? Are you royal, queen, princess? None of the above. We're actually just friends. How lovely, but yes, I did see a cat earlier today. It was crying for help inside a cage. The bearer of the cage enter Mabuka's underground. He's still down there inside the cage. Can you describe the cat you see? Big yellow eyes, pink nose, its fur is very dark, black as the deepest night. So that's obviously Mr. Midnight. So Mr. Midnight, right now we know he's in a cage and he's somewhere in this lady Mabuka's den. And right there he said that she's sleeping, but we're not afraid of her. Well, feel free to take anything you need from my home. You are brave and I respect you're brave and I respect bravery very much. Okay. So let's go ahead and grab this. It's going to be one of those hairbrushes, which I'm sure you already know what we're going to use that for. And then once you pull back the curtains, you have access to enter this painting. And let's grab this bottle. Okay, and then let's use the button right here. So just put the button in this machine, turn the dial, and it's going to give you some pliers, which we're going to use right now. And these pliers, they're used in the most horrible way possible. Also, make sure to grab this extension cord. You got to grab it before you do that thing with the button, because if you try to get the pliers before pulling out the wire, or after, it's not going to work. It says the machine has no power. But we're done in this room for now. We're going to have to come back here. But there's nothing else we could do at the moment, so let's just go ahead and go in room 105. Okay. This skull in the middle, it's got a key in its mouth. I don't think that's appropriate, miss. I'm sorry, but I need this key. There are many doors I wish to unlock. Tell your friend to be nice and open his mouth. He won't. He never does. Besides, his teeth are reinforced. So, I think you know what we're going to do with the pliers now. We got to pull this guy's teeth out. Let's see, to take the teeth and who are you, if I may ask? I don't know if I want to talk to this guy. It's kind of a lot of dialogue. Let me get through this fast because I think there is some useful information. Nice to meet you. I'm Roberto. Welcome to Mabuka's Den. Who is Mabuka? You don't know who Mabuka is? You don't? Leave now, just leave. But Roberto, sir, I haven't been here before. Don't judge me for not knowing. Tell me who Mabuka is instead, so I know. Okay, Mabuka is the mother of the darkness. The darkest darkness, the obscurity, the end of light. Mabuka is the mother of all creatures from the fifth reality. Which is actually where we're at right now. We made it to the fifth reality. So we've been to the first, the second, the third, and now the fifth reality. The fourth reality actually never comes into play in this game. We never go there. We never really talk about it. But we are definitely in the fifth reality right now. So yeah, just use the pliers, take this guy's teeth out, and the key drops. By the way, if you're stuck and you didn't know how to get that key back in the first room, here's a little hint right here saying key inside the little house. That key we got from the dollhouse, that was the key to room 104, the first room we went to. So let's come over here, talk to this guy, try to grab the soap. Does the sound of my heart disturb you? It can stop all of a sudden, and that would be the end. Don't talk about your heart. I don't want to hear it. I just want the soap, and I want to get out of here. Yeah, it's terrible problems with hygiene. I smell like my flesh is rotting inside. Did he just say that sounded delicious? I wasn't paying attention. All right, then, take it. It's yours. Okay. So that soap was one of the 8 items we need to make that device. Let me take a look at the list, actually. So yeah, we have the case, we got the soap, the black wire, the piano keys. So we need a bottle with water, which we're going to get right now. Just turn this little sink right here and just fill up the water bottle. So next, let's worry about let's see if we have access to, I think, room 104. So let's work our way back to the center room right now. Oh, excuse me, 102. Okay, perfect. Oh, shoot. You know what? Let me cut right here. We got to cut back to the water hose really quick. One more thing you got to fill up is going to be these water balloons right here. I forgot about that, but just make sure you do that. So there is 2 things to fill up here, the water bottle and the water balloons. Okay, room 102, there is going to be 1, 2, 3 items to grab. First one's going to be the clock around this big cat's neck. Grab that. Pull this lever, it's going to make his tail fly across, make a bridge, and grab this glove. Now, the third item we don't have access to grabbing right now, so we're going to come back to this room. But now that we have the glove, let's go back to room 104. And there's going to be these light bulbs right here, which is one of the items we need for our clock. Now, this game, you can actually use this glove before using on these bulbs. And what I mean by that is you have a... How do I explain this? If you use this glove on the cat first, these light bulbs will just turn off, giving you access to grab them. So it's kind of like a fail-safe method. Either way, you'll be able to grab one of those bulbs. But if you do have the glove in your inventory, you have to use it to grab one of those bulbs. Anyways, let's... Wow, that is a full inventory. Let's go to the window. And right out here, you see this tree being attacked by one of the Volocos. Excuse me, Kamala, not a Volocos. So let's talk to this guy. Excuse me, is somebody down there? Yes, I am somebody. Have you seen a black cat? No, I've not seen a cat, but I do see a black thing eating from me. Are you alright? No, not really. I don't feel very well. I feel sad. Let's help this very depressed looking tree. Sounds promising. I'd love to be happy again. I'll see what I can do, don't worry. So all you have to do is just start launching water balloons at this thing. The first 2 are going to miss, but use the last one and it's going to hit this guy and make him leave. Wow, I don't feel sad anymore. Thank you. I do feel better. Let me give you something in return. And with that, we get a branch. Okay. So what's left to do? I think there's only one thing left to do for this part. Let's go back to room 102. 2 things left to do. And then just ride this little lift up to the top of the tree. And it's some more of these luciferns we saw back in chapter 2. And maybe chapter... Was there any in chapter 4? I don't remember. There was some in chapter 2, though. So just use this, and... I don't know, a hair comb? What is that? Want to try it? I don't know, is it dangerous? It can be very pleasant. If you do it smoothly, alright, let's try it. And then, I forgot who told us this, but somebody did warn us that any luciferns are not going to harm you unless they're in the 5th reality. If they're in the 5th reality, then they're going to be on fire. But we'll just tell this guy we're going to be gentle and brush his hair out. Thank you very much. It feels incredible. I feel like I need to fly away. Okay. So now that that's done, just use the twig, grab the key, and I think that's it for all 8 items I need. Let me take a look at my list here, actually. Yes, perfect. So just just throw all the items in the cat. And what I was talking about the glove is if you put the glove in the cat right here, then the light bulb would have been turned off. So either way, you're able to grab it. It's kind of like a fail safe. Let's start putting the rest of these in the cat. And is this the last one? No, 2 more. There we go. All right, we got our clock. The e-cog clock. It's finished. So now we are ending the end of the game. It's coming up pretty close. Let's use the key, go into room 103, and this is going to be Mabuka's den. But you know what? I think now's a good time to cut the video. In the next video, we'll start by waking this lady up and finishing off the game. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and thank you for watching.